Would an Amazon Parrot make a good co-truck driver? Hey guys, I have someone who asked about getting an Amazon to keep him company on the road. And what did I think of that? What a cool question. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I have over 22 species of parrots. My mission is to help you have a more blissful bond, reducing the need for rescues and rehoming, and increasing your bliss. Today we're talking about Amazon parrots on the road. That's something different. All right, I have 4 different species of Amazons. I do love my Amazons, but they are loud Amazons. So I think that whether you're going to have your Amazon in a truck or not, one thing to consider is the noise level. Seriously, these are some of my loudest parrots. My cockatoo can be more ear-piercing. Like the decibels that a cockatoo hits are higher than an Amazon, but the Amazons tend to go longer, at least in my house. Now, I only have 1 cockatoo, so, well, that's not true. My pink cockatoos, they're really mellow and quiet. My umbrella cockatoo, she's just not loud very much, very often. Come here, Lorenza. You wanna come with me? Step up. Good girl. Hi, sweetie. Whereas my Amazons, they kind of don't stop making noise. Okay, where did Max go? This is Lorenza, my yellow-naped Amazon, and Max is currently crawling up my back. Max is my Cape Parrot. All right, so number 1, like if you're in the truck and your Amazon's yelling, oh, I think that would be really, really hard. On the other hand, there's Max making his appearance. Hi, sweetie. On the other hand, once your Amazon acclimates, they're, I think, going to be so thrilled to be with you all of the time and to be on the road. They're going to be talking, chances are. There are some exceptions, but Amazons tend to be really good talkers, right, sweetie? This is an exception. She says a few things, but not a whole lot. But chances are pretty darn good that your Amazon's going to be talking up a storm, singing if you sing on the road. So happy to have your attention. Now, the flip side of that, and sort of the negative side, whether you're in a truck or whether you are in a house or an apartment, that kind of thing, an apartment, that'd be hard. Your neighbors would probably complain. But the flip side is, and the hardest part is, that Amazon parrots are, or they have a huge tendency to become one-person parrots. I had someone on one of my recent videos say Amazons aren't one-person parrots. If you've had more than 1 Amazon, you'll probably notice that a lot of us experience this. For a lot of people with Amazon parrots, it isn't that we've coddled them or spoiled them. It is that in the wild, they may live in a big flock, and this is true for a lot of species, it's just more so true for Amazons. They may live in a flock, but they get bonded to 1 partner. So you could say they're like super monogamous. And when they have that 1 partner, that's their person, and they don't want other people around that partner. And one of the ways they deal with that is that they get aggressive and they attack either other people or their person. Because it's their way of telling the world or whoever comes along, this isn't okay. So they're putting their partner sort of like in place, like you stay here with me, and they are also, anyone who comes close enough, telling them this is my partnership, get away from here. Now, basically 2 of my Amazons are like that, and they're not the only ones, but you definitely see it in Amazons. And then I have 1 that doesn't really bond with any humans. He's got his buddy who's an Amazon, and his buddy that's the Amazon, Ursulus. Ursulus is pretty good about being with all of us, but I raised Ursulus from a baby, and so he's known the whole family from when he was a little baby, and I do think that makes a difference. So it is something to keep in mind, because like if you ever change jobs and aren't in a truck anymore, and like let's say you have a family, the Amazon may not be an issue, or it may take the Amazon a while to acclimate to the family, or unfortunately the most likely thing is the Amazon might even start plucking, because now all of a sudden the Amazon's going to feel like the mate who was the truck driver has abandoned the Amazon, because you're still home, but there's other people, you're talking with other people, and you're not spending all of your time with the Amazon. Because, you know, on the road, the cool thing is the Amazon's going to be with you basically 24/7. No, don't need my earring. I think the Amazon's going to love it. I do think you have to keep in mind and work out how you're going to deal with food and poop. And what I mean by that is, for one thing, parrots do require fresh vegetables. So maybe on the road you can get those, but they're going to be needing water and pellets too. Pellets will probably, you know, make things nice and easy for the rest of the time. But like if you stop and have a meal, you know, maybe your Amazon can order a salad and get their vegetables, that kind of thing. The rest of the day though, they still should have access to food and water. So you have to rig things in your truck so that they have that food and water somehow without spilling, hopefully, and a perch for them to be on. And you know, they're used to trees that sway, which isn't necessarily the same as like maybe a truck that's going fast and bumpy. So you got to kind of figure out and work those things out so they have their perch, they have their place to be. And then you have to think of a way to deal with the poop, because it's not like elephant poops, but they are going to be, you know, every half hour, every 45 minutes. So, you know, I don't know if maybe you buy puppy pads and you put them on the seat and you just throw them away at every time you stop and trade them out or something like that. So there are some things to work out so that the Amazon can be an Amazon, because it's going to be an Amazon anyway. There's working out the sound level, because that's definitely there. And in a small truck, like hopefully you can open the window some of the time, but if it's cold, if it's hot, if it slows you down, and then actually if the windows are open, then that's the next thing. You have to work out the wings. Perhaps you're going to have to clip, because if the Amazon can fly, and you know, generally speaking they can fly, that will be an issue as well. Because once they fly, unless they're free flight trained, you know, and on the road that might be hard because they don't know the territory and stuff like that. But you know, unless they're trained, once they fly away, they have a hard time finding their way back unless they know how to find their way back. So that's a little tricky too. Do I think it's a cool idea? I do, I really do. But I think that there are definitely things that you need to take into account. Like I would consider 2 Amazons on the road, which would be kind of hard. Now you've got, you know, twice as many pellets, twice as many poops, and potentially twice as much noise. Although maybe not, because they might keep each other company. You're still gonna have some noise, and like that noise factor, maybe headphones, like you're gonna have to deal with the noise at least until they get used to everything, which we're not talking a couple hours, you know, we're talking maybe a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, maybe more. But the reason I would consider 2 is because then whenever you're not in the truck, or like if you go on vacation or anything like that, if the Amazons have each other, they're not going to feel as uncomfortable. And if they're bonded to you, I don't foresee a problem. I've never had 2 Amazons that I was bonded to and that were bonded to each other, and you know, we were kind of a flock like that was really close. My Amazons, Lorenza's very bonded to me, but she's not bonded to any other humans or any other birds. My second Amazon is very bonded to his bird, his golden conure, and he does connect with me. He tolerates me, but he's not super bonded to me. And then Ursulus is more bonded to me, but not super duper. And the 4th one, Henry, isn't terribly bonded either. So they, you know, they have a strong bond with each other. And if, you know, depending on the age of the Amazon, if I was only going to get one, I would really consider rescuing an Amazon. I would find one that chose me, because then it's more likely to work out really super well, which is what I did with Lorenza. Or if I was getting 2, I might consider babies, because then they can grow up together, they can bond with me in the truck, like all 3 of us. So I hope that helps and gives you some ideas. I think it's a neat idea. I hope I get to hear how that goes. Now, if you enjoyed this at all whatsoever, please be sure to give the 3 of us one of these. It really helps our juice. And if you post a comment below, that really helps our juice, a question or a comment, even just a smiley face or a heart really helps. I would appreciate that. If you do have questions or comments, I love questions. And then I will catch you in the next Beaky video. Now, I do love my YouTube members. If you want to become a YouTube member, please check out the join. It'll tell you all about it. And then if these two don't fight behind me because he's instigating this one, then it'll all be good. Let's see what happens here. Thanks for joining me, guys. Come on, Max, what you doing? Come here. Good boy, good step up. Yes, you're such a good Maximilian. Mwah. You're such a good Max. I love my Max. Yes, I do. I do. Oh, mwah. Yeah. Hi. Hi. How are you, Max? I know, Lorenzo. You're so good. You're being so good with him, huh? Oh, there he goes. There goes Max. There you are. Max says, I'm going to hang out. Oh, maybe not. Max, we got to go back in and make Birdie breakfast. It's time. Yeah. Right, Lorenzo? My Lorenzo. My Lorenzo. See, he's over there. Now you can pay attention to me. Hi, Lorenzo. Oh, Max, thanks for not pooping on me. Hi, Lorenzo. You're okay, love. Come here, step up. No? Oh, come here. Thank you for the kiss. I love my Lorenzo. All right, guys. Call that a wrap? That's a wrap.